Hi, it's Adele, and welcome to the art party. I love parties, and what could be better than an art party? And so, what is the art party about? This is the time where I'm hoping that you have a couple things out. We can work together. Typically, I'm working and or doing things. I hate to say the word work when it comes around creating art because it has a different connotation than let's play together. And that's one of the things I want to stress in creating art is letting go of the thinking. Let go of the thinking completely. All the judgment comes in, all the I can't do this, I don't know where to start, I don't know the rules. First of all, there are no rules. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced painter, forget the rules. And the more you forget the rules and the less you really think and the more you really play, the better the work will be. I know that might sound like crazy, but it's true because you're just going with the flow and you're trusting your intuition and it's just coming out. And you're not like doing something and thinking, I don't like that. I don't like that. Or I don't like that color. So that's what this art party is about. Together, we are going to play and we're going to see what happens. Let's see what happens. One of my favorite mottos. And so I'm just going to show you what I have set up here. And I have nothing planned except for trying to focus on having fun and wish that you were all in here in this room with me together. But what I have two pieces of watercolor paper and they're taped on the back. Whether something comes from this or not, it doesn't matter. I'm hoping it doesn't because we need to have time to focus time to explore and experiment. So I have a variety of brushes. And if you have to remember anything, variety. Variety in our life, variety in colors, variety in our play, variety. Only word. So, and I just grabbed what was here. I have a black and red China marker and a regular #2 pencil. So I have those things around me. And I have a water bucket here. I'm going to put these in the water bucket. Let me put this over here so you can see maybe some of the paints. This is just in case I need it. This is a little thing of gloss medium. And let's see. Okay, so I have my paper towels. Look at the stack. I don't need that many, so I'm going to get rid of most of them and just have it here to wipe my palette off with. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to put these here in case I need new ones. Okay, what paints? Now, so many people, many of you asked, what supplies do I need? First of all, you can do this, any kind of art party or any kind of art with just a pencil and some paper. You don't need anything else. But if you want to, I love limiting myself because when you limit yourself, and we're going to limit ourselves with colors today. So if you limit yourself, you kind of push the boundary of creativity and what you can come up with more than if I had 15 colors out here. To me, that's just confusing and I get overwhelmed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put color on the palette. Let me put this over here for right now. I want you to see everything I do, and please do whatever you do with me. So I'm going to put white in the middle, and I have this. I'm just using Liquitex because that's what I had. And I'm just working with blue, white, black, and orange. Okay, so very limited palette. Here's my black. Wait. Okay, I haven't opened. I know many of you will say, don't do that. But I haven't opened this in a while. So here we go. Okay, black. Here's the black. Here's the white. Well, I'm going to put several blues. And again, look how tiny this is. You don't need a huge thing. This is ultramarine. So I'm going to, and I have a tendency, I like putting things around the palette. So here's my ultramarine blue. I'm going to put the black and white over here. Here is another one. Sorry, This is Brilliant Blue from Utrecht. It looks like a cerulean blue. So that's would be my guess, close to that. So ultramarine, cerulean. Let's see, what else do I have? This is cerulean. So I don't really, but you know what? Let's just test this out. Different manufacturers have different things. Is this the same? Look at that. This is cerulean blue, and it is different. I'm glad I did that. And I'm going to line them up so I kind of remember what's there. I'm going to make orange with red, naphthol red light, and yellow medium. And that's all it says, yellow medium. It doesn't matter. I'm not thinking of which colors. Just take what you have. And so let me pull this off. So we have this to start with. And then we have the brushes. So like right now, I don't know what I'm going to do. So many times when I do, I take a China marker. And I love black China marker. So I'm going to take a China marker and a pencil. Again, variety, a dark, thicker line and a light, thin line. And I'm just going to write on here, kind of, I don't know, and I'm going to do it loosely because I'm going to cover up. I'm going to write down, I don't know what to do. And again, if you are an advanced painter, you can still do this on a canvas. But this, my favorite beginners. I love you, I love you, I love you. Because you haven't learned anything yet that you have to forget. So that's the greatest thing. I don't know what to do. And just fill this up. To do. What are we doing? And I kind of write like, so you can't really read it, but you can read it. Whatever you want to do. What to do. And let's just say we have blues. We have whites. We have some black. We have, and I'm just looking around here, we have scissors. It kind of just gets something on the paper or the canvas, whatever you're doing. Palette knife. And so I'm going to put something up here, and this is the other thing I really love is I like going off the page. I want to have your eye extended off the page. So what I'm going to do is change and do it with the regular pencil. What else do I have? Oh, a water bucket. And you can see how I'm just writing over the other. Oh, paint brushes. Do I have oh, no, yeah, I only have brushes. What else do I have? Oh, paper towels. What else do I have? Watercolor paper. So you can do that. And if you're feeling, for some reason, if you're feeling like I'm afraid, I don't know what to do, I'm afraid it's going to be bad, whatever it is, I'm afraid I'm not going to like it, I'm afraid other people aren't going to like it, this is just for you. Just for you. You don't have to show anybody what you're doing. And look, nobody can read anything. If you want to have it read, you can do that too. So here we go. Let's see. Now we've got this down. Now let's say we're going to start mixing paints. Okay. So I'm going to put this up a little bit and put some of the paper down here. I might fold some of this so I have a little bit more room. And this is what I do. Okay, let's see. This is I just fold paper towels down to wipe them off. Okay, so let's see. I'll just start with that and put the rest of them up here. Okay. So now, blues, this is just blue, white, and black. And this is the other thing too. If you're just beginning, I have a tendency, I like having structure. I want to repeat things. I get stressed out when every time I do something, if it's different, because I get confused. And if I get confused, I get overwhelmed. And the next thing I know is I shut down and I can't do anything. So typically I will put white in the center and I will put black in the lower right corner. You don't have to do that. That's just how I do it. And then I put the colors around here. So this is the ultramarine. And I'm just going to add, we're just going to mix. And this is about play. So, and it's about experimentation. And if you have a different manufacturer, so many, even though you have ultramarine, if it's in watercolor or if it's in oil or if it's just by Blick or if it's by Liquitex or Golden, it's all different. So I'm just going to do that. I love that. And so I'm going to, that color, I'll probably have to remix this a lot. But, oh, and I use gloss medium. You can just use water, but this helps it go farther. Watch. And the first thing I'm going to do is start with a big brush. It's been in the water. I'm going to mix this up and I'm just putting paint on here. I'm just putting paint on here. I have nothing to think about. I'm just saying, oh, I love this color. And this is the other thing. Sometimes I really like to work in thirds. Thirds, if I think thirds and variety, I'm set. I've got all the rules I need. So I'm going to put down here. So I'm going to do thirds. So 1, 2, let's say 3. And I also like to think of like, just like we have of different size brushes, I have different size marks. And this is what's so funny. Listen to this. So when you work without thinking, I bet most of you just will put it down in the same shape, in the same size. And so we have the same size and the same shape kind of repeated throughout. So I try to go, okay, medium, small, medium, large. And is that large enough? So maybe to make this different, if I want to make this larger, I'm going to go large. At first I thought that was a large, but now now I can see small, medium, large. Okay. So now what? Okay. Now I'm going to put this in the water and let's see what's next. Let's go on to another color. I like the difference of this. Whoops. Okay. This is brilliant blue. I don't know how old that is, but I like it. And I'm going to do just another color blue. And this is what's so fun about doing different color blues. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to do a really light blue. So I'm going to add mostly white and a little bit of blue. Oh, I want you to work with me and not just look. This is a pre-recorded video, so I want you to go back if you don't have your supplies out or if it's not the right time to see this in your time zone, because we have people all over the world. So then you can go back and watch it. So I'm going to add more white, okay, and just blues. I mean, I like working in monochrome. So let's say we have that, and I'm going to put that in there. So now, and blue, look at me. I'm in blue-green kind of blue. Okay, so now I'm going to take a small brush, variety, and I'm going to go in here. Oh, and I might do a little bit more of the gloss medium, because again, it makes it kind of smooth and go farther. Okay, so we have this. Now what? Again, I don't know. We're just playing, and that's the most important thing. I might do kind of a pattern, just because I like patterns. Okay, what do I do over here? And this is the cool thing too. If you're working on paper, the paint dries fairly quickly, so you can go over something. Ooh, okay, a drop. Cool, okay. So let's see what that is. And how about, I keep working in like rectangles. So what if I work like, okay, circles, a circle. Just put a mark. And I like going to the edges. Go to the edges. Okay, and what about if I did, let me push this over just a little. Oh yeah, pattern. So I might just do some other pattern. Everything can be covered up later. I don't know. But we're just playing. And playing takes you to different places. You will learn, you will learn what you love and what you, maybe if you don't like something, you won't do it again. Okay, I love this color and this color on top of it. So you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this paint on top of, I love overlapping too. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so let's see. Now what? Now let's do the other blue. I know, I'm going to mix a blue black, and we'll do that with this one. So it's blue. Oh, and you know what? I have a tendency to overdo the black. You don't need a whole lot of black, but I love black added to blue. Blue black is just the most gorgeous color. Look at this. Look at this array of colors, and we only have 3 on here so far. Ah, I love this. So let's see what I'm going to do now. First of all, I'm just going to wipe my palette knife on here. Experiment. All right, let's see. Here we go. Now, let me wipe this off. Put it here. Now what do we have? So we have this gorgeous blue. Again, I'm going to drip a little bit of gloss medium. What paintbrush haven't I used? This medium size. Or this one. I think this is pretty much the same. I'm going to use the medium size. Oh, I did use this already. It's got blue in it. So, okay. Now I'm going to use this one. Haven't used this one. Now, so you got here at this point. I still don't have any idea of what to do next. And if one of the great things is you can listen to music and kind of just go to the music. Say you have fast music. Okay, go fast. If you have slow music, go slow. And this is one of the things I've noticed about how I work. And it's just noticing how you work naturally, because you want to go with how you work naturally. I naturally have a tendency to go fast. I hardly ever paint slowly. So what is that like? That feels weird. But I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so I need to do more of what kind of feels weird. So I love this. Look at the different colors. What a great start. Okay, I'm just gonna, let's see. So suppose I do this, going off the page. I like to fill in. So I have as much on here kind of as possible. Leave a little bit of white. Speaking of which, I don't have any white on here, and I'm going to put white. And I'm just filling this in. I like to I love games and I love puzzles. So I love to think, okay, I'm kind of created a puzzle that I've got to fill in. So let's see. Suppose and again, what if? Ask the what if. What if I added tons of water? Let me move this. Tons of water. Okay, love that. Tons of water. I like that. I'm going to add this, more water. Spread this out. Again, this is like, and you can do this anytime you want. Wherever you are, look, this is 2 pieces. Look how minimal we have, and I like minimal. So now what are my thoughts next? Okay, now I'm thinking I want to fill in with white. Let me wipe this off, and I am going to fill in, because we have some white here, fill in with white, and then I'm going to make some orange. All right, so here's some white. Okay. Okay, here we go. And I love that we can see some things underneath. Look at see, this is what the cool thing is about writing underneath. You can see some of the, what we've written, but you can't tell what it is. Now, if you want to be able to tell what it is, you can do that too. Okay, so look at this. Okay. Ooh, this is getting better and better. I'm filling in, and I just mean better by, okay, I'm really filling in things. And I'm going to dab in here. And where else needs some filling? Oh, over here. I know some people like to paint kind of with their fingers. I'm not one who does that, but if you like that, feel free to experiment. So how about that? This is what we have. this is what we have. So I'm going to wipe some of that off. Okay, here we go. That looks fabulous. I love this. And I mean, when I say I love this and this looks fabulous, it just means that it's fun. I'm not talking about an end result, okay? In abstract painting, you can't tell what the end result is going to be until you do many layers, okay? And that's what I love about abstract art, is that you just can't tell. You have to dive in, you have to be brave, and you just have to play and have fun. So this is the first layer. What do we think about this now? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start mixing my orange. Now, I'm mixing my orange because I don't have an orange paint with me. So I'm going to tear this off. This is a palette paper, palette paper. And I'm going to put it right here. I'll just put it right in front of me, like this. Okay, because I might need that later. So now what? Okay, let's mix orange. Red, this is Naphthol Red Light, and yellow medium. So I have learned that I like I use mostly, when I'm mixing my own oranges, I use mostly yellow and a little bit of red. And I love, so I'm going to start with there. I love red orange, but I really like an orange that's mostly light. So let's look. And when you start mixing colors, you can also just use your orange right out of the tube if you have that. But one of my favorite things in art is mixing colors. And you don't have to know the color wheel. You just have to mix. Okay. Let's see. So look how much this is orange, but I want it even lighter. So I'm going to put more yellow and I'm going to add some white. So I'll have two different versions. I'm going to put white over here. I use a lot of white, so I got a big tube. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to keep adding, and watch this. You don't have to add to the big pile here. You can pull it on the side, and you can have different colors. Like, watch this. Wow, that red was strong. It's still, but it's orange. Look at this orange. I love that. Okay, and then if I wanted to make it lighter, I'm going to add just a little bit of this. Because I like to fill up the whole canvas with experiments of color. Because every time I do, it's a new color that I didn't know about. I'll add a little bit more to this. Okay. And I like to hold it over. I like that. That's just a little different. Okay. So we've got our orange and our light orange. Awesome. What are we going to do now? I wish you were here so you could say, do this or go over here. Let's see. I'm going to start with, again, we have 3 brushes. Let me wipe these off and show you what our, oh, I have a bigger one too, but I'm not going to use a big one. I like to start from big and work to small. So we have these 3 sizes. I am going to start with, I'm going to do this size. I want to this piece to be mostly blue and white. I love the combination here. So I'm going to just use, for the orange, I want it to be kind of a highlight, not the major things. So I'm going to use this medium one. Oh yeah, and let me add a little bit of gloss medium here. And I'm going to do this and this. We really have like 3 different colors. Okay, so, oh yeah, well, I didn't mean to put it in this. I was going to use the medium orange first, but I've got this, so let's see. I don't know. I'm just going to put it on here. I'm just putting it in like accent things. I'm going to put it over. One of the things I love, okay, is light over dark, and then dark over light. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just make marks. Just play. Okay, let's see. And I'm going to go to the edge. What about here? I'm going to just do some dots over here. Okay. And this is really big. Maybe I'll do something in here. A pattern you can see how, this is so interesting. Pause while you're doing this and look at what you naturally do because that's your style. So many people ask me, how do I know what my style is? You have your style already. You probably just haven't taken the time to notice what it is. It's just what you do automatically. So I do this line automatically. I love that. That's part of my style. Where? Oh, here. I love the dark over the light over the dark. So I'm going to do that, and I'll pull this all the way down. And maybe I'll do it up here. And this time, I'll just make a shape. And this isn't dry, so it's going to make another color, and that's so cool too. So look at that. Okay. So now let's use that other brush. Now we're going to use this bigger brush, and we're going to do the brighter orange. Now this is the thing. Do we want a big shape, a small shape? Look how it's developing. Okay. I don't know what to do. Sometimes I use prompts. Like when I get to this stage, excuse me, I use prompts and I will pull out something and it will tell me, do 3 marks all over your canvas or make scallops on the edge. I just came up with that. So you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do a scallop, which is like a half circle. Okay. All right. So maybe if I have one, I'm thinking in 3s. So let's do another one. And I might do one. Let's see. That's kind of a large one. I'll do a small one here. Scallop on the edge. Okay. Do that. I love the edges. Sometimes we always forget about the edges, but I love the edges. Okay. Now what? Okay. So I'm going to do one more. One more. Over here, over there, over here. It doesn't matter. I'll do it over here. Whoops. Okay. And maybe I'll do a bigger, like instead of the same scallop, I'm going to, and I'll pull in a little bit of this brighter orange over here. So suppose we did it larger. All right. I'm always thinking of, again, just variety. It's the only thing that's in my head is thinking variety. Now it's going to be redder, a little bit redder orange because I'm mixing that in. Okay. So do I want to do anything here? I've got this on my brush. I'm just going to, how can I use up some of this paint? Now I'm going to kind of just mix what's on my palette. That's some of, those are the best ways to get the greatest colors. Let's just pull some of this in here. Okay, let's see. And I'm just going to kind of put this here. I love like blues on top of blues. Like you could tell, this is like oranges on top of oranges. So I might fill in here like this. It just gives it, I love this. Okay, so I'm going to just fill in here. My puzzle piece as I think about it. Oh yeah, I was here. Okay. Oh yeah, we were mixing. And after this, I'll probably leave it. This is just me pouring gloss medium to make all these colors kind of smoother. And I love doing this at the end or toward the end of my color mixing. Is just mixing what's on my palette. You get the best colors that way, I think. So I'm just looking at this as a whole, and this is where really fun stuff comes in. No thinking, just looking at this and saying, is there something missing? Is there some place that I just feel like I want to do something? And that's where your intuition, that is your style. That is what's going to guide you through any painting you do whatsoever. So I have this, I'm going to lay this down like that. It's mixing and I kind of don't want the mixing. So I'm going to wipe it off and I'm going to do it somewhere else because that blue is still really wet. So where else should I do this color? Maybe I'll just do a mostly white. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do it here. Okay. All right, I love that. Love that. Let's see where else. Let's add some here. Okay. Oh, okay, so here, here, here. I'm trying to see where, I'm trying to put it all over. I'm just going to put a little bit here, like a dot here. Maybe over here too. Maybe fill in this. How about that? We'll fill in this. So you can see, if you're a beginner, you can see how you just, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just, oh, I like that. I'm going to put this here. I like that. I'm going to put this here. So, all right. So let's see what's next. We have this. What would you do? What can we do next? And I want to show you how now I'm going to take this away for a minute and put it right down here. And so this is where we are, the paints. Now I've done probably as much as I want to do, except that I love my China marker. I might want to go in with my China marker. And this is one of my standard kind of Adele styles, is I kind of do what you call asemic writing, which is writing not like we did on the first layer where you can read it but not read it. This is, can't read anything. I'm not thinking about anything. And speaking of that first layer, look, you can't read anything and you can't see anything. But suppose, let's see, okay. I'm going to just do a little, I guess the best thing is scribble. Scribble. Okay, scribble, scribble. Any other scribbles? I love that scribble. I'm going to scribble here and come off the page. Okay, now, so it's hard for me to stop. So I'm going to clear my section here, put the paint, my palette. I'm not using any more of that, but I will use more of that later. This and this. Now I'm going to take these apart. And I'm hoping that it doesn't rip on the back, but if it does, that's okay. It's the back. I can hear the paint, the thing clearing a little, tearing a little bit. You can see this, tearing a little bit. Okay, now it's great to work with twos, you see, because you've got two different things. And I'm gonna show you another trick that I'd use, and I love large Post-its. This is a Post-it note that's a different size, and I put them on my table, and I can take it up in the middle of working, and I can have it like a better white around it so I can see what I'm doing. So how about this? I love this. You can turn it around in different sizes. So what would be your next step with this? I've got just the answer. Now, I want to check in with you all and see where you are. This will give me a minute to let things dry and see what can happen. But because I want to do we have a couple more steps that I do. And we just played with a very limited palette. And I want to let you in that I'm opening today my course, Abstract Painting for Absolute Beginners. You don't know how to pick up a brush. Well, pick up a brush. You don't know how to do color wheels. Doesn't matter. Good that you don't. You are worried that you have no talent. Good, because you are going to build your skills. I'm going to show you that by taking the course, Abstract Painting for Absolute Beginners, we begin together in the very first place. Like, I'm going to show you step by step by step how to do things just like I showed you here. And look how easy and look how fun. And that's what I want to show you in the course. And so I want to show you what you can have after you do it. So even after this art party, and I don't know how long it's going to be, sort of an hour maybe, or around that time, you are going to, we've played, hopefully you have had no stress, because art can be stressful if you let all that judgment and everything come in. There weren't any rules you had to follow. There aren't any things you have to think about. Hopefully you might have music that you love in the background and you're like, wow, the time went by so quickly. So that's what I want to show you, how after the course, you're going to feel free. You're going to feel like, gosh, I can do this, because that's how I planned the course. I spent years looking and listening to what those of you who are absolute beginners told me, that you didn't know any of this, but you wanted to learn it so that you could continue doing something fun like this. Oh, and by the way, these are 12 by 12 inch watercolor paper. So say we've got this, okay? Now let's go on. What's the next step now? I have something called painting guides. And this is something that I invented that has helped me so much, because my focus is on de-stressing and being playful. As you move forward with something, I create these guides and I will paint them on sheets and then have them out in front of me, like at this stage. And watch this. It's like magic. Now they can get kind of stuck together. Some is paint. Some of this, as you see, is like black China marker. But I have a whole array of these and I set them all out in front of me. And I just take a look and think, what would help? What would I like to do? What would I like to do with this painting? And so I like having a whole bunch of them, because I'll pick them all up and go, okay, this is just kind of a scribble. If I did something else, what would I do and where would I put it? And you pick up one of these, I would pick up one of these and hold it around and go, ooh, I like it here. Or no, I don't think I need anything like this, so I'm going to put it aside. And so that's why I have things that are really small, like here are a bunch of black dots. I kind of like where these black dots are. So I'm going to take my China marker and do that. Like I liked them here. So you don't, again, have to stress about where to put something or what to do. You've already tried it by putting something over. And suppose those are small. Suppose I want something large. Like I have this. Do I need or want? Don't need. It's just want. Do you think of this? I love to always think of this. I've been having bad eyes since I was a teenager. And when I go to the eye doctor, they always put, is this better or this better? 2 options. That's all you need. So I think of that as I do this. Is this better or this better? And if it is, then I know I'm going to put that down. And the other thing is, if I do like this white on here, or I can see by holding it over, oh, I want white in there, then I can say, do I want it over here? Do I want it up here? Maybe on the side here. And if you have something like this and you say, I might want some of it, but maybe not all of it, you can go ahead and cut these. Watch this. I'm going to cut this into a different shape. So I've got this one and I like that better. So I could do that. Or I will now cut this on. Let's see. I'm going to cut this one. So you can cut these very easily. I'm going to throw this away. And personally, I don't like sharp edges. I know that's just kind of a weird thing. We all have something different. So I have this. I like this over here. So there's so many multiple things that I could do. And here's an orange. We already have plenty of that. So I might like this shape, but I don't want this color. So these are options. I love giving options so we don't feel stuck. You can go in any direction. You don't feel like, oh, I've done something and I don't like it. I have to tear it up. No, 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 no. This is wonderful and fun. So this is another thing. I have another thing for you. Look at this. Now, I'm going to take one of these at a time, okay? Here we go. Let's just say one. And I have 2 pieces. This is just printer paper. I have cut out printer paper in L shape. Now this is very wet still, but I'm going to do it anyway. So say you overlap this, and I'm just going to hold it here like this. And say you hold it like this, and you move it around your paper until you get something that you like as far as the shape and the composition and all. Well, take away all those words. That's too stressful. Okay, so say I like this. I want the blue. I like the black. I want to include that. So say I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and draw inside of this right here. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to cut this little piece out. Now, if you like this, you can keep this just as it is. And I'm kind of tempted to do that. But I just want to show you there's so many options. You don't have to end up with a solid piece. So I'm going to cut this out. Watch this. And let's see what this looks like from just what we did today. Okay. Okay. And what you've seen me do here, I do something similar in the Abstract Painting for Absolute Beginners course, because I want to set you up, those absolute beginners, and I know a ton of you are absolute beginners. I want you to learn this way. So it's freedom and it's building and you're not stressed. But look how fabulous that is. And if you were, and look, we still have tons more here that we could make, if you want, other paintings. And if you like this one, this is another thing I like to do. I like to put frames. See what it would look like with a frame around it. If you came out with something that you just love and say, oh, I kind of want to have a series and maybe I could even sell this, which you could. You could. All of this is in the Abstract Painting for Absolute Beginners course. But look how fantastic this is. And I'm going to show you in the course how to frame this, how to mat this, and how to frame, mat, and frame. So you, by just doing this one exercise or playful experiment, you could come out with 4 or 5 paintings that you could sell if you wanted to. Or you could put them in a sketchbook, which is an idea book, so you can go back and say, and look at it later and say, oh, I love those colors that I made. And you could put notes on the back of the colors that you used, so it helps you if you're going to do it again, play with these colors, you know exactly where to start. I want to make it easy for you. So as you continue going on, you'll feel free. You won't feel like I don't know what to do. I think I've shown you how you can have that feeling of I don't know what to do, but still go to the next step. I want to set you up for success. So please join this, have this opportunity. Join today. It will only be open for 1 week, but if you join today and tomorrow, you get a very special treat, which is called 5 Stages of a Painting. And I'm going to show you a big painting that I did step by step by step. So you get so much with this. And just if you're thinking of, for those of you who are thinking of price, so it's $4.97. And if you think of doing something like this, you could actually sell 4 of these paintings for $100. And it would pay for the price of the course. You maybe have a little bit more because it's $4.97. But say you sold 5 of them. In a year, if you sold 5 pieces, and we could come out with 5 pieces just like this, you would pay for the cost of the course. So don't miss this opportunity. I want to work with you. I want to show you how this can be fun. I'm going to show you step by step, just like we did today, what colors to use, how to use them, what to do. You won't be lost. You'll feel inspired. You'll want more and more and more. So thank you to all of you for joining me at this art party. I have loved it. I'm going to keep working on this, and hopefully I'll see you in the Abstract Painting for Absolute Beginners course. See you soon.